Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to video review for Hercules, the 2014 version with The Rock and Rufus Sewell, who I love, as well as Ian McShane, who I love his voice, and John Hurt, who plays an excellent, he's got a fantastic voice. You can't go wrong with him. And then also, Ralph Fiennes' brother, who I was when I was watching it, I was like, it sounds like Ralph Fiennes, but it's not him, but it's like his brother or his cousin or whatever. So, anywho, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off the furry, we all know the legend of Hercules and the many trials and tribulations or whatever, tests that he had to do. And so some of those animals make an appearance here. But, that's about it. Moving on to the good and the bad. So, this movie came out in 2014, and I think that it should have had better CGI for being in 2014. I think there was a few times where some things, it was just like, oh, that's rough CGI. It wasn't quite as rough as the movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage, because that movie was garbage in terms of CGI. But I feel like with it being 2014, and the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was starring in this, then they should have had better CGI a couple of times. But I did appreciate how much actual people and actual fighting and actual soldiers or, actors, pretending to be soldiers, whatever. I did appreciate how much of that they had. I thought they had a good amount of that and enough practical effects that the few times where CGI looked a little rough didn't spoil my overall enjoyment of it. It took me out a little bit, but not too much. So I'm going to put a link to my description, a link to my review in the description down below for the movie Klaus. Because in the movie Klaus, it comes up with a whole bunch of reasons to show you, the logic behind many of the Santa myths. And in this movie, I really like that they still leave it ambiguous as to, okay, if you want to believe that Hercules is actually the son of Zeus and immortal and, all that jazz, you can still believe that. But if you want to just believe that he is just a very buff guy who they make up legends about him or exaggerate his tales in order to, bump up the price that he can charge as a mercenary, then you can believe that too. And I like that they left it ambiguous enough while still having a lot of logic, showing how the many feats, tests, trials, tribulations, whatever you want to call them, that Hercules had to go through. They show, or sometimes tell, the ways that Hercules and his band of merry men and women were able to do those things. And I thought that it was really fun to see how the legend of Hercules could be born, and the reasonings behind that, and how you can exaggerate tales in order to pump up the legend of somebody to make it either less likely that they'll try and fight him, and also less likely that he'll have to charge for a lower price. So it was a lot of fun. Rock looking fit as ever, and actually has long hair in this movie, and you know what? It looks good on him. I don't care if it's a wig or not. It looks good on him to the point where I'm just like, man, why don't they give Rock hair more often? I know he likes his bald look, and it's a great look for him, but like in Jungle Cruise, they put a hat on him. They could have given him long hair again, because in this movie it works. I will say that this movie came out in 2014, which is the same year that the whatever, the buff vampire from Twilight, the brother or whatever, he also came out with a Hercules movie, I think, before this one, and that movie was garbage. And so I think that might have hurt the box office of this one a little bit, but from what I can tell, it still was, decent enough, but I feel like it would have bbeen better if you didn't have two Hercules movies, two live-action Hercules movies coming out in the same year. But I think that what really makes this is just The Rock and his band of merry men. John Hurt as one of the kings that they, get hired by is fantastic. I love his voice and everything that he does, and he plays a good, he's good at playing people that need to orate. And Ian McShane, just every word that comes out of his mouth, I'm just like, yes, read a book to me, man. I love it every minute. And Rufus Sewell, I just love his attitude in this. Just every character, regardless of how much screen time they have, they give you all they have, and it so works, and you can feel the backstory, the character. They are fantastic actors, and with what limited screen time and character development time that they have, they really lean into it, and they do such a fantastic job of it. So I liked the storyline of this one. I thought that it was good. I thought they had a good amount of battles. The action was good. There was once or twice where they did a bit of the action was like, okay, that could have been a little bit faster to make that look a little bit more realistic, but only because I was looking for those sort of things, because I've seen this movie before, and this was my rewatch of looking for things. So I don't think it'll spoil your enjoyment of this movie at all. And yeah, I think that this movie, if you like the Tales of Hercules, if you liked Klaus, if you like seeing like how legends can be born, I think you'll enjoy this movie. And if you just like The Rock is in this, and he brings it just like he always does. So The Rock is always a win. Also, Rufus Sewell, who I feel is always a win. Ian McShane's always. So many people always win. Just watch this movie, okay? It's that good. 2 thumbs up. That's really all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.